The Frankly Speaking Roof Cam, brought to you by Boss Security in Horseheads. Contact them today for all your business and home security needs. Welcome back to Frankly Speaking here on WYDC TV Big Fox. I'm your host, Frank Acomb. We are broadcasting from the Hesselson Studio and in the Hesselson Studio. Michael, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
I'm glad you could be on for National Cancer Survivor Month. Why don't we start kind of with the easy question? Tell us your story.
So about 2 years ago, right around this time, just a couple months before that, I noticed like a small lump in my neck. So I had my friend, his mom's a nurse. We were bowling in a tournament. She looked at it, said probably get it checked out just because it was there. Went out for a few months going to like Guthrie and stuff. Just simple, like probably sinus infection. We'll give you steroids, try and get it down type of thing. So we did that for a while. They ended up telling my parents at least, like, let's go see an oncologist in Rochester. So we went up there. Same sort of thing, went up every couple of weeks to get that looked at. About a month goes by, I had this pain in my back, so we went to go get that looked at in New York City. Ended up being a cyst.
Oh my gosh.
Cyst on the bottom of my spine. So we did a PET scan for that, and then once he asked what doctors to refer that to, and we told him about the oncology, he said, let's do the PET scan, get everything figured out. That's when they ended up finding the stage 4 Hodgkin's, and then we just went from there with Rochester. Go on with the diagnosis. I had to get pulled out of the national bowling tournament that I was supposed to go to that summer, and then we started the treatments. We did a biopsy on it just to double check, make sure it did come back as like perfect Hodgkin's. So we really weren't sure why we couldn't figure that out to begin with. Just like the blood work and everything was kind of funky.
Yeah.
But it didn't really point towards the Hodgkin's, and I had no symptoms or anything.
Yeah,
so it didn't really make that much sense, but it ended up coming out. So we just planned like, let's start the treatments as soon as we can, get everything rolling. So we got the treatments in. I went 6 months, treatment every other week for the 6 months, about 2 a month.
Wow.
12 total treatments. And we're cured.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's awesome. How were the treatments for you? What's that process like for you?
It was definitely tough. So we'd go in on a Thursday. I'd be in a room for 5 hours, just me, my parents, any like visitors that would come by.
Sure.
My brother came a couple times. I had a couple friends. My cousins lived over there. So we'd drive to Rochester Wednesday night, stay at the Ronald McDonald House.
Sure.
Go in Thursday morning, 5-hour treatment. They were rough. They just come in. I mean, they were really good about it, though, at the hospital. They checking on you, making sure everything's going good. They were kind of, like, looking at me kind of funny for the first couple because I really wasn't, like, showing the symptoms everyone else was of, like, getting sick and everything. Yeah. Didn't lose any hair. I was gaining weight instead of losing it, so everything was kind of backwards. But we, after the first 4, they were like, let's do a PET scan and see how it's working. It was working really good. All the spots that I had, like, near my ribs and everything were starting to go away. So we knew the treatments were working. I was just having different, I guess, side effects out of it. I mean, I just got tired and I got like hot flashes from it.
Oh, interesting.
But other than that, I mean, we got all the way to about treatment number 9. Then I started to get the symptoms from it, like getting sick and everything.
Yeah.
So 9, 10, and a little bit in treatment 11, I was getting the symptoms out of it. So then 12, doctor came in there like, I think we should just like make it as easy as possible for you. We'll give you all these meds that'll kind of back all the side effects off. And basically, I almost like slept through the entire 12th one just to get it done. And we did the PET scan after that, and it showed that they had all went away. So basically, it was just 5-hour treatments every other Thursday. The Thursday in between that, I was supposed to go in for like follow-ups. So they would look at me, and after the first 2, they were like, "You're looking great. So we don't even have to do the follow-ups at this point. We'll just see you for the treatments."
Because you obviously have responsibilities. You're in school at that point. You've got things, and you want to see your friends like that. How did you handle those after the chemo?
It was definitely tough. I mean, Monday through Wednesday, everything felt pretty normal.
Yeah.
I got lucky enough with the school. I only had like certain classes I had to take, so they were giving me a half day. So I'd go in later and then just get out at the same time as everyone else. So it wasn't too difficult on those days. Thursdays, I just had to miss school for the treatments.
Okay.
And then on Fridays, I mean, I kind of like didn't really want to move, but I think I got lucky with having the half day and going in late.
Yeah.
To the point where it was just like, I know I only got to go in for half the day.
You can make it through,
and
right? Yeah.
I'd played football every year for Horseheads after that, so obviously that year I couldn't play.
Yeah.
So I went up and we got talking with the coach when everything started. He was like, "I still want you to be here and like be a part of the team because you always have been," type of thing. So Kevin Hillman was really good about it. He was like, "You can come to the practices after school if you want."
Yeah.
He's like, "Obviously you won't be here Thursdays, Fridays. You just drive yourself. Parents drive you to the games. Come down on the sidelines with us."
That's great.
So I think the interaction with people and like being with the friends definitely helped
you get
from
through
that
it.
part actually too.
Sure.
Just knowing that like that entire football team.
Yeah.
It's like it's just like you were out for the season with an injury type of thing, instead of them just being like, hey, like you can't go.
Yeah, if we don't want you here.
Right.
But what was it like in St. Baldrick's? We talk about it a lot on the program, and they do such amazing work. What was it like to be the featured honored kid for St. Baldrick's?
It's to me, I think it's just important to have people like that, and I kind of felt like special that they've kind of chosen me, and like talked to us about doing it. And I think it's just important for people that have like been through that to like share their story type of thing, let people know like this stuff does happen, and this is the type of thing that foundations like them are trying to handle.
Yeah, and if you look at St. Baldrick's, some of this information, 4 in 5 children diagnosed with cancer survive. The campaign celebrates what survival makes possible. Kids reaching milestones and living life beyond cancer, while recognizing that for 1 in 5 children, those moments never come, reinforcing the need for continued childhood cancer research. And that's why they have so many, like around here, especially in Corning and Horseheads, they have the fundraisers. We were talking out there about the basketball game last year, which was such a great way to spread the word. Yeah. What was this whole experience like for your family?
I think definitely, I know at first when they'd first diagnosed me, like they came in my room and told me, and I could see it like in their eyes and everything, like don't show the emotion in front of him. But like when I'd be in my room and I knew they were like out in the living room, and I'd come walking out and you could kind of see they'd been talking about it and everything. I definitely know it scared them for a while.
Of course.
And I could really tell it did, like when I was doing something and they'd like have their eyes straight on me, and like I couldn't get their eyes off of me, but I knew they were just making sure like, I hope everything's going all right. That's obviously like I'm their kid. They want to make sure everything's going the way it should.
Of course.
And I think they were definitely scared for a while during it, but I kept trying to tell them, like, especially after the first 4 treatments and we did the scan that showed that everything was working. It's like the doctors know what they're doing. Like we do our part that they want us to. They'll do their part, and I don't think we'll have a problem. And that's the way it ended up. So.
And what does St. Baldrick's, their job in all this? What did that encompass? What were they doing for you?
For us, they gave us like donation, like money and stuff type of thing. But I think it's just the fact that knowing that you have like foundations like that want to help get the research done. They don't want it to be 4 and 5 kids survive. They want it to be the 5 and 5, like everyone's surviving from it. So they're trying to, I think, definitely like help you, but at the same time, like in my like experience, I think it was important. I kept telling my parents, like, when we're done with everything, we got to figure out a way to like get with them and like get the research going, because I know like if I was one of those, like not the 4 out of the 5, life would be completely different. And you don't know where you would be without foundations like them. Really,
they do amazing work.
They do.
And let's talk about you for a moment. So you went to school, you graduated, correct?
Yep.
Yeah, or are you about to graduate? How's that work?
No, I graduated and then just finished my freshman year of college.
That's what it was. Okay, I had your I had your biography here, and I didn't keep up on it. But through all of this, I know one of your passions, correct me if I'm wrong, is bowling.
Yeah.
So how did this affect your bowling?
I did tell my parents when I was diagnosed I was going to quit everything and just focus on getting better, but the doctors there were like, obviously, like no football, you can't do contact type of thing. So I put that aside for high school, and then I kept telling my parents, like, I don't even know if like I want to bowl or anything, but the doctors were like, you have to keep your routine that you had before and then just kind of add this into it. They're like, so bowling, you should be fine, everything. You're going to be tired from it. You're going to feel the fatigue.
Sure.
And you just kind of have to get used to it or try and fight against it. So I started like going to the gym in the mornings, trying to get my energy to go up early. And then I could feel it like while I was bowling. Like it's only 3 games for a high school match, but there's hours long.
Yeah.
And after a while, I'd sit there and I was like, yeah, I'm whooped, and we still got another game to go. So it definitely wore me out quicker than I thought it was going to, but after a while, you kind of get used to it, and then you figure out ways to get around it. So at first, it was definitely difficult just being able to get through everything. And like at practices, I'd like throw 2 games, then just sit down and watch for a second, get back up, go back and bowl.
Okay.
But I kept just trying to tell myself, you have to do it, push yourself through it, and it's a couple hours and you're going to be done. So it was definitely hard at first. Yeah. But after a while, it kind of got normal. Now that I'm done, it's like you don't get tired from bowling anymore.
Right, I'm sure. Yeah. And are you bowling in college?
Yeah, so I just finished my freshman year there at Spring Arbor in Michigan.
Okay.
And very good season. The kids there like knew about my story and everything. They acted like nothing ever happened, which was really helpful.
Is that what you want?
Instead
I'm
of
sure,
people
right?
like talking about it all the time.
Yeah, yeah. What's your future look like? What's your goal when you graduate?
So I'm studying health and exercise science.
Okay.
I want to become like I say NFL athletic trainer, but obviously like any opportunity professional sports-wise, I guess. Sure.
Any sport, yeah, that's true. Don't just limit yourself to NFL.
Right.
Yeah. What's that job entail? If you do make it your dream of going into the NFL? What would that look like?
We did so my Make-A-Wish was with the Packers, and they let me go through the athletic training stuff with them.
Oh, that's
so it was
cool.
kind of cool. It's just like, obviously just going through the like healing process of anyone that's injured, or just like the training process before the games and everything.
Okay.
Or like if they come and need ice, you get the ice, tape up their ankles if they need it, that type of stuff. So I kept telling my parents, especially after like the cancer journey and everything, like I want to be able to help people.
Yeah.
But I also want it to be like something I'm interested in. So I've always liked sports, and then I just put the two kind of together.
Sure.
And figured that would help. But it's basically just like anyone that's hurt, you got to go through the like recovery process with them. Anyone that's like not hurt but still needs like an ankle taped and everything, I just look at that like you're still helping everybody.
Exactly. Well, just before we go, and I know we kind of touched on it earlier, what is it that if someone's tuning in for the first time, what should they know from your personal experience about St. Baldrick's?
I think just like they're there to help everyone that they possibly can that's going through something like this. Doesn't matter what kind of cancer you have, they just want to help.
Right.
And basically they're just the ones that like they want to make sure the research keeps going, to make sure instead of it again being the 4 and 5 people are surviving, that everyone ends up surviving from it, and just get as much research done as possible to make it happen.
Well, thank you for sharing your story, number one. Good luck in your future. I hope you make the NFL or any sport, whatever one you want, and good luck with bowling.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for doing this, all right?
Of course.
Stay with us. We'll be right back with Frankly Speaking after this.